So there I was, just absolutely rotting away, watching YouTube videos like a true degenerate. Then I stumbled upon this one video. Near the end of it, he said this.
There's not just one, but two elephants in the room when it comes to giant influencers in the JDM world. One of the most notable ones that made everyone in America want to buy a Supra and an R34 is the Fast and Furious series. Can't really comment much because I've never watched it, but I heard it's pretty good, so go watch it.
Now by this point, I was already in the process of going through Initial D. And something in my pea brain went, you know what? Fast and Furious next. This is the way.
Deja vu, I just been in this place before.
Watching Initial D was absolutely immaculate. Old cartoons just got this cozy vibe, you know? It was a mad chill experience. Peak nostalgic energy. It's a feel-good slice of life story, starring a relatable character that, just like me when I was watching, had no idea what an 8.6 was. Although the art style definitely took some getting used to. I mean, look at that mouth. Speaking of art style, when the sun sets, the atmosphere becomes this very old, kinda disgusting looking CGI clunky mess. Truly a product of its time. There's a suspenseful rumor about an ethereal car that zips down the winding mountain road. The mystery of a white car appearing out of nowhere that casually left a racing sports car in the dust at the hairpin turn. Who was the driver behind the wheel? The drama was real, and the emotions I felt while watching this show was not what I expected it to be. The technical details of driving, drifting, and cars. It was my first exposure to car culture. Before watching the show, I didn't even know what a JDM was, and my favorite cars were the Countach and muscle cars. I would stumble upon online content of people hyping up the Honda Civic and just wondered, why? In the process of watching the show, my entire perspective of cars drastically evolved. I started to look up rev matching, heel towing, and just being more intentional in my driving. Lower drop. I used to drive a manual 2015 Kia Picanto back in the Philippines. There was one time I exited the school very late at night, and on my drive home, I just blasted Eurobeat on my car's speakers, blazing through the empty road, which is also fitting because I live in the mountains. Best night of my life. If you drive a car and are interested in a car even in the slightest bit, watch Initial D. It's the best piece of car fiction I've ever laid my eyes and ears on. I actually watched Tokyo Drift first, as I was influenced by Initial D. I watched it before going to stage 5. It was decent, I guess. I didn't even realize it was an RX-7 that Han was driving. It looked different. It also had Keiichi Tsuchiya, so that's a nice plus. Also, a side note, I have casually watched Fast and Furious films before, like when I was a kid and it comes up on the TV and I just watch it casually, but never seriously by myself. Let me go on a tangent for a bit. In my entire life as a mobile gamer, I never enjoyed drag racing games as much as I did arcade racers. In drag racing, you just properly time clicking a button so that the line points at the highlighted spot on the gauge. I had no idea what it all meant back then. Whereas in arcade racing, you turn and drift and nitro and go off a ramp and smash the other car. It was amazing. Now imagine my disappointment when I watched the Fast and Furious and the races were just using nitro in drag races. Bleh. The opening heist was sick though, and Dom's RX-7 was something. And is that a Supra? Too Fast Too Furious at least had some drifting, a sick R34, and 2 stunt jumps. Fast and Furious had a decent race involving waypoints that had to be my favorite of the races, if any. Fast 5 had The Rock in it, so yeah. Fast and Furious 6 happened. Furious 7 was the talk of the town back then with Paul Walker's death. It was so mainstream, but I was out of the loop because I wasn't watching this franchise. I mourned him for a bit after watching this movie until I learned some atrocious things I wish I never knew. So I am telling you, if you don't know, Fate of the Furious was something. Then after watching Hobbs and Shaw, I decided I've had enough of this BS franchise. It's mid. No, it's below average. Cookie cutter Hollywood action films that just brain dead, and I regret wasting my time on this pathetic excuse of a car media. It's the antithesis of Initial D. At some point, it just stopped doing cars justice. It just stopped being about car culture, and I don't know, man, I was just kind of burnt out from watching a Fast and Furious film every single day. Well, I took a break on the third day since I already watched Tokyo Drift beforehand, but still, watching Fast and Furious films for 6 days straight, one movie per day, just rotted my brain to a whole new level. It literally held me back from finishing and uploading this video. In conclusion, if you're short on time, avoid Fast and Furious. Please. I mean, for Pete's sake, the guy that told me to watch the Fast and Furious didn't even watch it himself.
Can't really comment much because I've never watched it, but I heard it's pretty good, so go watch it.
P.S. The graphics in Initial D do get better in later stages, but it also starts to lose the slice of life aspect. I've yet to watch the battle stages. The movies. Oh, and speaking of movies, I've actually seen the live action one, the Chinese one, and man, that kinda sucked, not gonna lie. Very inaccurate. Too much creative liberty there, yeah. Then, eventually, watching MF Ghost. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. And as of publishing this video, I have watched Need for Speed already, so maybe I'll talk about that next. I'll see you next time.